made it. I made it. Right. It seems highly doubtful that Lindsey Halligan has been validly appointed as United States Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia. Wellen wrote in the National Review recently, if her appointment is invalid, so is her indictment of Comey. Wow. That would be a bummer. That would be a bummer, right? So I guess Letitia James would be in the same category then. Now, there's another one that fits this bill as well. And this is Sigil Chattah, that's acting U.S. Attorney in Nevada. So they were like, she can't prosecute any cases either. So there's all these places where we need to take this deep state ugly down, and we have some bad people in positions, or maybe they're even ugly, that are resisting. So it's a little bit frustrating. So here is, I think she ran for U.S. Attorney General in Nevada in 22, and evidently didn't make it. So I don't know. Federal judge has disqualified Sigil Chattah, a Trump-appointed Nevada federal prosecutor, from overseeing several criminal cases. I don't know what those are, but I just saw her name mentioned along with the U.S. Attorney in Eastern Virginia. So, are they sticking people in there, and they realize they're not going to be able, or they're hoping they'll be able to get them, termed or put in power or whatever, and it didn't work out because they had people in Congress or the Senate that didn't do what they said they were going to do. I don't know. But to me, it's kind of like this video when you look at it.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
All right. So
please go away. Let me sleep for the love.
So I'm breaking all the YouTube laws, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, if it doesn't make it here, I'll put it over on Rumble. But it's very frustrating to see some of this stuff and see that there's potentially this stuff may not go through. So James Comey indicted today. Today he was indicted. And let me show you this. This is on Tucker Carlson News. So Tucker Carlson started his own news channel, TCN. Morning note. James Comey indicted. A grand jury indicted former FBI Director James Comey on Thursday, officially accusing him of lying to Congress and obstructing a congressional investigation. The case stems from a 2017 incident when Comey showed a friend 7 memos documenting his private conversations with President Trump. The friend, Columbia Law professor Daniel Reichman, then leaked their details to the New York Times, which led to the appointment of Robert Mueller. Comey told Congress that he did not authorize anyone to disclose the memos to the media 3 years later, stating, "I had no idea he was going to do that." Yeah. Donald Trump reacted to the news by blasting the Russia hoax, saying it placed a cloud over the entire nation and that it could have caused wars. Yeah, definitely. Could have caused wars. Russia was pretty pissed about that, being accused, and they were like, "We didn't do that. We didn't do that." But of course, we have the evil that said he did, and then we have the press that's part of the evil that said that he did too, and so they kept pushing that, and then we have all those other people that kept pushing it. Some of those Congress people that probably are going to be on the list, on Halligan's list, right? In Eastern Virginia. I spent a lot of time in Virginia. It was good. in SEAL Team 6 and one of the other SEAL teams, SEAL Team 4. So it's very interesting to see, some of the stuff start to come up, and it could be non-admissible. So they may have to throw all this stuff out. That would be, boy, that would draw a lot of red flags, wouldn't it? All right, so here's Letitia. Letitia, she got charged in Virginia too, Eastern Virginia, indicted on fraud charge. New York Attorney General. So she's Attorney General in New York. Manhattan. Remember how they brought all those charges into Manhattan, where Trump was from? Wow, that must have sucked. Grew up your whole life, in Manhattan. Your family's from Manhattan. You build all those beautiful buildings in Manhattan, and then they come after you and with ridiculous charges. And of course, it's the Democrat Party that are doing money laundering through mortgage fraud, and she's the beginning of that disclosure. I think there's been others, but she's obviously the grand poobah of it right now. So here we go. James, who has previously denied wrongdoing, was being investigated for mortgage fraud after Federal Housing Finance Agency Chief Bill Pulte alleged earlier this year that she falsely described her Norfolk, Virginia home as a primary residence in order to secure a more favorable interest rate on a home mortgage loan. So it's pretty much a done deal. She did that. I'm amazed that they can continue with life and not get charged. And now here we are. We finally see her charged. And it may be that we're not going to be able to have her prosecuted because the person that's indicting her is not legitimately there. Right? So in that position, holding that position. Sad. Very sad. All right. National Guard poised to enter Chicago as Trump calls for jailing Democratic leaders. All right. Now, is he going to use Eastern Virginia to bring them in? That would be interesting, right? So why not? If it works, let's bring them all through there. So hey, we're going to find our spots where we can do all these court cases too. You ugly people, evil people. So some 500 National Guards were deployed near Chicago on Wednesday on President Trump's orders, despite the objections of the Chicago mayor and Illinois governor. Now, the Chicago mayor, Brandon Johnson, was calling for ICE officers to be arrested. And I guess the police are like, screw you, asshole. So that's not happening. So, I mean, there's some, they're getting desperate, obviously. They're pushing the envelope because they feel that they're and have been above the law and that the law protects them, of course. And that's not, as we're seeing, the case. Right? As I'm getting, look at that sun. Looks pretty cool, right? Sunbeams. So I'm in the lights. I'm the white hat. Right? I'm the white hat. So if we continue to see these people push back like this, we're probably going to see the insurrection order. I think he's already doing insurrection order. Just I don't know if he can do it without announcing it to the public, but it seems to me that's been happening. All right, is there some way we need Derek Johnson to answer this question? Derek, is there some way that President Trump can activate the Insurrection Act without making it public and go into some of these cities? And it's like, oh, you didn't know that I did that? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that's the way you guys operate all the time. You have your own law. And so we have the right law. you have the ugly law and we have the good law, and you're like, we're in charge, and everybody's like, oh, they're in charge, and they're not. They're not in charge. If enough of us push back on it, like when COVID hit, we could have stopped it out. But they're like, they don't know that we're not in charge, but we're going to act like we're in charge, and then they're going to believe that we're in charge. And so that's what happened. COVID lockdowns all over the world. And then everybody's like lining up for vaccinations. It's like 80% of America, and some other places a lot higher, almost 100% in some countries. And then some countries, didn't do it at all. I think the Swiss didn't do it at all, or was it the Swiss or one of those countries? They're just like, just do whatever, do whatever, and it worked out pretty good. And that was like for COVID. And there's like, you want to wear a mask, you can. But then when the shot came out, they're like, they went full stupid. They went full evil, and they pushed the shot. Now, see, a lot of people remember all those Hollywood people that pushed the shot, looked like they were getting shots. Maybe some of them were, some of them weren't. Some of them a lot of them have passed away. There's been a lot of Hollywood types have passed away. So I think a lot of them got shots. And then you have, who's that one country music star, Dolly Parton? She's, what is she, like 79? She looks like she's like 40, 39, 40. Like, what's going on there? And she pushed the vaccination. And now she's having some sicknesses. But she just came out, I think, today, and she looked good to me. I mean, she looked normal, as could be for a 79-year-old that looks like she's 49 or less. I don't know what's going on there, but whatever, good for her. But not so good that she pushed the vaccination, and she even wrote a song about vaccination and sang it. And I don't know if she danced around to it, but probably did, right? That's what she usually does. She dances around when she sings. So not so good. Not so good, Dolly. Not so good. All right. So, but there's a lot of people going to defend her because she's very religious, right? So if she's religious, can't do anything wrong, right? She could be ugly and be religious, like the Pope. The Pope's religious and he's ugly, right? We know that. But I had Leo Zagami. Leo Zagami on last night. He talked it up. And, I don't think a lot of you guys have seen that. It doesn't have a whole lot of views, which I thought it would at this point. Maybe you don't understand what he's doing. He's basically exposing the evil in religion. The ugly, right? The Trinity, the ugly. So, and he does it really well. I mean, he's got all this. He went into the Illuminati. It's like I went into the CIA, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're CIA, always CIA." No, I did the good stuff in the CIA. Like he did the good stuff in the Illuminati, and he learned a lot of stuff, and he came out. And now he's talking about it. Kind of like me. I was in the CIA. I was like, "Oh yeah, there's some problems here. There's some good. There's some." So CIA bad and ugly in the CIA. No white hats. No white hats at all in the CIA. It's all bad or ugly in the CIA. It's all, I would say all bad and ugly in FBI now. It looks like we got some good characters in FBI. But I would say that, at some point when we have taken down the deep state, then the CIA goes away completely. And the FBI will be reconfigured into something else. And so there's going to be a lot of this stuff, a lot of religions, and maybe not just, I'm being like carte blanche on religions, but there is very great numbers of religious institutions, I would say, that are ugly, right? Ugly. And then there's some that are bad. And then there's a few that are good. And I know everybody's saying, I'm in the good. And then you're going to find out that you're in the ugly, right? And that's what I found out when I went to the CIA. I was like, oh, it's good. And then I found out, oh, there's a lot of ugly. There's a lot of ugly in there. And the one that's whatever's not ugly is bad, right? Red hats. All right. So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, ugly, right? So you start looking at these ugly, right? Evil. And you don't have to go any further. So everything else that comes out of his mouth, everything that he does is evil, right? So we don't have to play games. It's like, oh, he did something nice. No, he did something nice to take your attention off his evil, right? Which is evil. Right? If you're evil doing nice things, that's evil because you're trying to fool people into believing that you're good, which is basically what the Democratic Party is all about. All right. So it's very frustrating. Very frustrating with a lot of this stuff. Chicago anti-ICE chaos only proves why National Guard is needed. So let's look at this mayhem, because it's mayhem. And, you know, you have Prickster and the mayor of Chicago saying, nothing wrong here. Meanwhile, they have like 1,100 shooting deaths or something crazy. It's like, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I think you got something going on there. Stop being ugly. Stop being evil and lying. Chicago anti-ICE chaos only proves why National Guard is needed. Right? So now I get the ad. I had all that fighting going on. It was like, wow. So now the reason why I wanted to bring this up is, so here's a Democrat that is somehow good. I don't know how that happened, but this one guy is a good guy. At least he's posing as a good guy at this point. Raymond Lopez, alderman for Chicago's 15th Ward, fears rhetoric from leaders like Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson is pushing the city and the country to a dangerous place that there may be no coming back from. I would say, Mr. Lopez, you need to watch your back, right? Watch your six. The politics of the city and of hyper-progressive liberalism is bringing us closer to the brink with an escalation that I don't think any of us truly wants to see, Lopez told the Post. The governor, the mayor, with a wink and a nod, told everyone to protest peacefully, and we've seen the exact opposite unfold. They're continuing to play a game of chicken with other people's lives. It's coming to a point, and here's Mr. Lopez here. Good job, Mr. Lopez. Those ICE operations were targeted by violent harassment, with some protesters even following federal agents and boxing them in on Saturday, according to the Department of Homeland Security, right? So, I mean, we're going to see people that will stand up and do the right thing. It's going to be extremely rare in Democrat Party, right? Because they pretty much toe the line. We see how they vote. They all vote the same. And then you'll have a occasional rhino like Rand Paul that will vote along with them. And I don't know what's going on with Paul. It's like, what are you doing? Did that beat down you got in your yard, like where you almost died, that shift you to voting for the Democrats? What's going on? So there's a lot of problems out there, and there's people that have been he didn't do a Jeffrey Epstein Island tour, so his neighbor came in and beat him almost to death. So I guess that pushed him in the wrong direction, or something did. All right, so huge court win as President Trump restores law and order and destroys Antifa. Dr. Steve Turley
Portland, Oregon, a Democrat monopolized rat-infested wasteland, a third world hellhole. Sorry, that's an insult to third world. A city that spent over 100 nights in Antifa-initiated turmoil, a city that has finally met its match in President Trump. The game just took a dramatic turn. Remember that left-wing lunatic disguised as a federal judge who issued a temporary restraining order over the weekend, blocking President Trump from deploying the Oregon National Guard troops to Portland? Yeah, well...
Evil. All right. Ugly. All right. Not saying that she is ugly. She doesn't look ugly to me, but she's definitely in the ugly, evil category. And listen to what her fellow judges did.
Just told to shove it by her judicial colleagues. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals unanimously, yes, you heard that right, unanimously lifted this activist judge's restraining order on Trump's mobilization of Oregon National Guard troops. And so now the National Guard, together with federal agents, are descending en masse on this third world Democrat imploded city with one ruthless mission: restore law and order once and for all.
So some of those little lefties are going to get 8 years in prison. Listen to this.
No more catch and release. No more city officials handicapping law enforcement. The hammer of justice is dropping in its most dramatic fashion yet. So now as we speak, these violent Antifa rioters are being slapped with 8-year federal felony charges for assaulting officers. For the first time in years, real accountability is arriving, with rioters being tossed in federal penitentiaries, not let out in hours to riot again. And the effect? Residents are taking to the streets to cheer the federal heroes for cleaning up neighborhoods and reclaiming the city. Portland's multiracial communities finally see peace return thanks to President Trump's unyielding approach, and they are thankful. And
yeah, I saw in Chicago where there was like a Border Patrol guy, big old boy, white guy, blonde. He's in a convenience store getting some stuff, and everybody's like congratulating him, telling him thank you. Black man, coming up and shaking his hand. Whew. I was like, wow, that's good. That's real good. And so people want to see their cities return to peace once again, without the criminality that Democrat Party brings, because they profit from it, right? So and that's part of the deep state, basically alternate reality that they've created in these cities that's not based on the Constitution. So that's bringing the Constitution in, bringing in law and order. Will restore the constitutional acts within those cities. We'll stop the theft. We'll stop the taxation that's happening in a lot of these places. We'll stop the extreme insurance fraud that's going on in these states. It's all coming to a head very rapidly. And as people start to see this happening, like as some of these other cities start to see that people are going to jail for 8 years in a penitentiary, federal penitentiary, where it's not nice. There's no like playing with ponies out in the grass and all that stuff that some of these places are having a cell with a transgender, that's a rapist. Yeah, there's some serious stuff going on there. So we're going to see a lot of this stuff basically start to turn around and get cleaned up, and people are going to be like, yep, I'm not going to get out of line. Right? I'm going to go to the white hat side, and that's it. I was a little bit ugly, but I'm all white now. I'm good. I'm a goodie. Right? I'm never going ugly again. Right? You never want to go ugly. You never want to go full retard. No one ever goes full retard. But as you see, some of those people in Portland went full retard. and they're going to find out, right? So everybody's going to be like backing off, going full retard. They're out. I'm out of full retard. Remember that happened when Trump was in office, and they were trying to like tear down all the statues and so forth in DC, and he made it 8 years, 8 or 10 years or whatever it was, and a couple of people got that, and so all those tear down of statues stopped, at least while Trump was in office. And then when Biden came in, they started it up again, right? So yeah, there's good things that are happening out there under Trump, and it's going good, right? I got to show that filthy sausage. That's some handle. All right, so filthy sausage. All right, nice. All right, sometimes you see some good ones. All right, so you got to like point them out. Yeah, look at that. That's good. So that's creative. All right, so now I did a show with the Ages group, the doctors. That's Dr. Ardis. Remember Dr. Ardis?